Hey everyone, I'm here today to take a look at the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Primal Attack Tyrannosaurus Rex, and this is the epic Roarin variant. Now here he is in the box. This is how he's displayed and how he comes. Let's just get him out of the way for a minute. You can see the packaging has a new design for Camp Cretaceous, the new animated series that's coming out. The background is like the visitor centre and some trees, and that's quite nice. Got a picture of the main cast down in the corner there, and on the side there's a few more of them, and then on the back just the same as most Jurassic World packaging, with a picture of the toy and its action feature. There's also, I don't know if these are stickers or something, but I'll get them out of there later and see what that is. That's in place of where there used to be collector cards in some of the older figures. And here's the epic Roaring T-Rex out of the package. Now this is another T-Rex I didn't think I needed. We've already had quite a few in the line, and he looked very similar to the last T-Rex we got. But actually the paint job and the sculpt are completely new and different, so it doesn't feel like you're just buying the same toy over again. Now the action feature on this is quite similar to the Indominus Rex we got. This is kind of the T-Rex equivalent of that. It's got the button on the tail there that you press to make him roar, but this one also vibrates if you keep your finger on the button. If you just press the button quickly and take it off, he'll make the noise and not vibrate. You have to keep your finger on the button to get that vibrating motion. He also has the head that's controlled by the tail, so he can make his head go up and down, side to side, and the grabbing motion. His legs are quite loose on mine, which makes it easy to manipulate his body from his tail like that, but sometimes when he's standing and you're posing him, he quite easily kind of flips down like that because the joints at the thighs are just a little bit too loose. I'll just take a close-up look at that sculpt, because the sculpt on this guy is even better than usual. Mattel seem to continually improve upon the T-Rexes. Not only is the sculpting seem even more detailed, but the paint job is also a bit more intricate as well, which you'll see when I compare him to some of the older T-Rexes. There's just so much fine detailing in the sculpt. And he's got all the scarring like the T-Rex always has, because this is, once again, like all the other T-Rexes, supposed to be that original T-Rex from the first film that's in all the Jurassic World movies. But he is a different enough colour that if you wanted to, you can just have him as a separate T-Rex from the others. And on the foot there, I think especially, you can really tell the extra detailing and the extra definition to the toy. And if we look inside the mouth here, the tongue is floppy, which is the first time. In all the others, the tongue has been a solid piece of plastic. Still got quite a nice bit of sculpting detail in there, but this time it's rubbery, which I actually quite like. It makes it look more realistic, and it is articulated as well, so you can push it down to the bottom of the mouth, you can push it up to the top, or just have it sticking out in the middle there. He has pretty standard articulation for a T-Rex. The arms that go forward and backwards, they don't go out to the sides like the arms on the previous T-Rex did, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm not too bothered about that. The legs go forward and backwards separately, or they'll move together if you wanted them to. And there's that swivel at the ankles, which I hate because it just breaks up the sculpt and makes the T-Rex look weird. I really don't see the point in that swivel. The feet are big enough now that there's no problem withstanding this. Like that first T-Rex that had the button out of the bottom of his foot would sometimes have some balancing issues, but the T-Rexes since don't, so I don't really need that pivot there. The articulation went up and down like that. You could have that leg back and still position the foot so he'll stand on it. So I think that would be a more useful bit of articulation rather than the foot just swivelling from left to right if it went up and down instead. Here's the app code if anyone wants it. Now to compare him with the other big Rexes we've had, you can really see the difference in the colour. You see, it's not as dark as the last T-Rex we had that was quite a dark grey there. He's also not as kind of orangey looking as that first one. And the paint job was a lot more intricate on the back than that last T-Rex we got. It blends a lot nicer, and it also goes all the way down the tail, whereas on the previous two the paint job tended to just be on the back, and then once you got to the tail it was a solid colour. But on this one you can see that paint job, the fading, kind of looks more natural going along the tail there. And now to compare the sculpts, I think you can see how on the new one the sculpting just seems a lot more intricate and deeper. The sculpting on the previous one just has a kind of a softer look to it. Seems like there's so much more detail in this new one. Compared to the old, which still had quite a bit of detail. It's amazing that Mattel have managed to improve upon it. I think the feet really show how noticeable it is, the extra detailing and how finer it is compared to the slightly softer sculpt of the older dinosaur. Now to compare the sounds, this is the new one. Compared to the older. So you've got a slightly different roar, and the new one does seem louder. That might just be because the batteries are running out on my older one, but it isn't exactly the same roar, which is nice as well, that they've given it that difference too. Now to compare them with the Indominus. And the Indominus is quite a bit bigger, as it should be. And then there's the Spinosaurus alongside him as well, which is about the same size as the T-Rex, just different kind of proportions. It'd be nice if we got an electronic Spinosaurus now to go with the Indominus and the T-Rex. It is nice now having a good variety of T-Rexes. Even though 3 of them are supposed to be the same T-Rex, they look different enough with the sculpts and the paint detail that you can use them as 3 different ones. It would still be nice to get another larger green T-Rex, and I would also love to have a red T-Rex like the old Kenner one. Right, this is the little booklet thing that comes with it. It just opens up and there's a picture and some stickers, and basically you've just got to put the stickers on the silhouettes, I think, of the dinosaurs there, I guess. That's what that's for. So that's my look at the epic roaring T-Rex. Thanks for joining me everyone, and I'll see you again soon.